All right, everybody, we're live, episode 35 of the Don't Know podcast. And if this is your first episode, was that I got my very first sponsor today, and I kind of wanted to talk about them. Not necessarily because I'm getting paid, at least not yet, but I'm excited about this, guys. I really am. All right, I'll just go to the beginning and sorry. Anyways, my mother and we teamed up together to create something that is her dream. And what I mean by that is her whole family comes from, like it or not, salesmen. And what I mean by salesmen is that we, including myself, we are from Mexico, Puebla to be exact. And if you guys don't know anything about that place like I do, um, they come from, or if you guys don't know anything about Mexico, honestly, a lot of people are merchants not because they love it. I mean, a lot of them do, but simply for the fact that it's hard over there. I mean, it's hard everywhere. I mean, here has its own hardships and everything, but historically, those people, Mexicans, we are merchants because we have been conquered. Sorry, guys, my allergies. If you guys don't know anything about me, I have allergies around this time, and it's some days are better than others. I forgot to take my pill, my morning after pill, and it's messing with me. Regardless, so Mexicans, we are merchants. We were conquered by the Aztecs, and then later after we were conquered twice, basically. Mexicans suck at fighting, but our food is great, and that's kind of what my point is. We were conquered by the Aztecs, and we were conquered by the Spain. And when we got conquered, we basically had no idea of how to maintain culture, especially because we basically got erased. And I guess over there, and what I've seen and from my own family, my own experiences, that Mexicans and Poblanos, that's what you call people that are from Puebla, from where I'm from, their food is their culture. Everything is colorful. Everything has a strong, bold flavor. Everything has, if you haven't had Mexican food, there's a reason why people love it. There's a reason why there's more Mexican places here than burger places. And basically what it comes down to is that's the family line that my mom came from, is just merchants, and being around um that whole environment of, this is what I'm selling to you and this is what you're getting. Especially because over there in Mexico, it's really easy for you to just set up shop anywhere if you have the right equipment, and just start selling like on the streets. I mean, here it's not that easy because there's people out there who will stop you and who will complain that you're disturbing somebody's peace and whatever. It doesn't matter. I I want to accomplish something that I never thought was possible, and that is to help my mother create something that she's always wanted to do. And maybe I don't have the right qualifications. I mean, if I wrote you down a resume of what I think I'm qualified for, it probably wouldn't be much. The list would probably be like that. I mean, I'm a comedian. I've, 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 I'm trying to make people laugh, and she's trying to feed people. So I think when those two cross, and tummies are happy and people are laughing, that's beautiful. That's something that can't be created anywhere else other than either a home or even just a good restaurant. Like when you go out with your friends or anything like that, it's always nice to have an environment where it doesn't matter if you're loud, doesn't matter, where you could just be you, basically. And I think that's the cool part about this place. That's the cool part about Mexico. And that's the cool part about a lot of restaurants here. Sorry, guys, there's fucking mosquitoes in my car. I have the top open. And basically, what I want to talk to you guys about was that I'm trying to create something that I feel will benefit not only my life, not only hers, but everybody's struggling now. Everyone is on something. So if I can't go out and try my best efforts to do something for other people, because as a comedian, I like to make people laugh. I like to make people happy. And I want to prove to myself that there's something more valuable in getting people something that they not only enjoy, but also have that community of like, hey, just talk, get to know each other a bit. It's not all business, guys. We don't want this to be all business. We have never been all business people. I mean, look how I'm dressed. I have the most fucking gay shirt you could think of. I'm not the type of person who will come and try to forcefully sell you something. I'm not gonna sell you anything that I wouldn't fucking put in my body. And you guys know me. I'm a fucking cigarette smoker. Pothead, whatever y'all want to call me, deadbeat. Whatever y'all want to call me. I'm me. And I enjoy it. I enjoy who I am. I've enjoyed what I'm trying to create. And enough of that. Let me show you guys something. So, funny enough, I wasn't prepared to do a podcast today. I actually went out today and just talked to people about what I had going on, what my plans were, and a lot of them said fuck off, and I did. And you guys can't say fuck off to me, or maybe you guys can, but I mean, it doesn't bother me. This is my fucking video, and this is my podcast. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is that my very first sponsor is a very first company that I've wanted to and have created finally with my mother. And God bless her soul. She's wonderful and she's making our products. And if you guys are really interested, it's cookies. And I'll explain why cookies. And our family and anybody's, honestly. When you were a kid, didn't you just go up and, I mean, a lot of us come from backgrounds. I've heard horrible backgrounds, so I'm not going to say everybody, but think about it. As a kid, somebody offered you a cookie, or whenever you just had a chance to eat that cookie as a kid, it was a magical moment. And that's the moment we want to create, is that I'm not saying that these cookies are going to beat Oreos. I'm not saying these cookies are going to beat Famous Amos. All I'm saying is that if you want something that's going to not only taste good, it's going to be real. We use natural things. Nothing is processed. Nothing. It's all made by hand. It's all made by scratch. My mom even knows how to make the flour, which adds this flavor. And I will show you guys our little sample in case you guys were hungry. This is not the finished product, but this is what we have. These are the samples we've been giving out. These are, let me explain. Wrapping paper. This is just tissue paper and that's a cookie. Now you may be thinking like, what the fuck? Like, that's the most simple shit, whatever. There's history behind it. So where we're from, Puebla, they sell these things called polvorones, which is, I would say, like a cookie. I don't know what you would call it, a treat. But it's fucking this dried up. If you guys have ever tried a mazapan, famous mazapanes, they're kind of like that. That's where they originate from, is from a polvoron. And when you get them out on the street in Mexico, you could tell that they were rushed. And not necessarily because they're not good, but they just have a different texture and a different kind of mouthfeel, to where they brittle so much that it makes you almost kind of cough. Now, that being said, the reason we brought up this tissue paper is because when you buy these things, they're like in the shape of a cookie, basically, and they come wrapped like that. So it'll be like a stack of 5, and then they'll just wrap them, twist them real quick, and you just eat them right on the go. Now, the plan is we're still brainstorming and collaborating and blah, 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 whatever you like, all that boring. We're trying to get these out there, and we're trying to make you guys happy, because we're not trying to be like the other guys, all right? We're not gonna fucking scam you and give you more frosting than cookie, all right? Because that's easy to do. We actually, I will show you guys. These are delicious. These, you open them, right? And it may seem simple, right? There's just a random ass cookie, sugar cookie, as the Americans call them. There's a sugar cookie. But the special part about these is that they're made naturally. And since they're made naturally, they don't really have a much of a spoil date. They can last on the shelf as we're still testing it out, making sure everything's good. But so far they've lasted us up to 2 weeks, just sitting in the same container we've kept them in. And if you keep them in a dry, even if in something like this, they'll last you a while. I mean, it's recommended not to do something like this because they get hard. Obviously, it's a cookie, but these are soft, mushy, brittle. It's everything you want in a cookie. Especially if you guys order them, and we'll deliver them to you. It doesn't matter. We'll get them out there. We'll have you tasting our cookies, I promise. Because here's the deal. Like I mentioned before, my family comes from merchants, and my mother has been around, I'll just say, physical selling. And what I mean by that is face to face. Hey, how are you? Hey, what do you want? Blah, 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 blah. Basically just putting the product out there, throwing it in your face, tell me what you want. And I guess we're kind of trying to adapt that. And I'm trying to eat not too many of these because you can't get high on your own supply. So yeah, guys, I just really want to come on here to tell you guys that I'm excited about what we're about to create. Because although it may seem simple, and I'm here sitting in my car talking to you guys, I want everybody to come in this together. Like, let's enjoy some cookies. We'll have a conversation. We'll talk. How are you? You know, more than cookie, I want you guys to know us as people. Because a lot of companies out there, especially some on like Instagram, Facebook, trying to sell you anything, it feels more like you're ordering something that may or may not be good. You know, it's all fancy. Like I showed you guys, it was the cookie. Our cookie's nothing special. Our cookie has been the same cookie since the dawn of cookies. And that's the beautiful part today, guys, is I'm not looking to sell them. I'm not looking to make huge amounts of profits on this. I'm looking to meet wonderful people who will recommend these cookies to enjoy because a grandma made them. And that's what the company that we've decided to call it is Abuela's Cookies. And Abuela is, I'll explain the name a little bit. Abuela, it's with a W. Now, if you speak Spanish, it's obvious what it is. But if you don't, Abuela means grandma in English. And my nephews, her grandson, my son, her grandson, all her grandsons enjoy these cookies like you've never seen a kid enjoy a cookie. All of my all her grandsons, they love these. And like I said, I showed you guys, it's a simple cookie. Like, a lot of, if you go to the store, let's just say you go to the store, oh, I want a sugar cookie. That's not the first thing you're going to go for. You're going to go for chocolate chip. You're going to go for whatever. Fancy ass frosting on the top. Because that's how they sell you. And we don't want to seem like it's more than it is. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not trying, well, my mom and I are not trying to upsell you. We're not trying to undersell you. We have decided that our price point will be a pack of 20. You guys saw them, little round things. They also come in different shapes. My mom makes different shapes. We want to sell a pack of 20 for $5. It's $5, guys. If you do the math, it's $5 a cookie. Sorry, $5. Sorry, 5 cookies $1. God damn. I need to go back to school. But that's my point, guys, is I'm not trying to sell you something that I wouldn't taste myself. And me, I love tasting everything. And I've tasted a lot of stuff. And I will tell you guys, sometimes when you go to the store and you're like, those cookies look good. Fuck. It's a pack of 5 for $10. Shit, maybe they're fire though. Because the packaging looks fire. And use our packaging, guys. Our packaging is nothing special because, again, it has history. We're not trying to change something that doesn't need to be. She has her own recipe. She makes her own things. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you guys, but basic ingredients, guys. Flour, sugar, eggs, milk. I think she puts milk in these. It might be. She puts butter. It's basic stuff, guys. We're not trying to poison anybody. We're not trying to fucking make you guys fat. These are natural cookies that are handmade, and it's it's awesome. Right now that I'm sitting outside in my car, there's fucking kids lighting up fireworks, and that to me is beautiful, guys. We need to, I don't know. I want every kid in the world to enjoy my mother's cookies as if they were their own grandmother. Because if you guys want to know something about my life, I have nephews in Mexico that I most likely won't get to see for a very, very, very long time, because the way our system works and the way our government works is I could go there. I could go back to Mexico, but I just can't come back. And that's the rough part, is that there's kids out there who we've sent them this to, who have much less than we do here. And the smile on their face is just as big as mine. I don't know, guys. I'm just excited to do something for me, and I'm just excited to do something that's going to provide a lot of stuff for my family. And I don't know. Now look at myself, because I have a camera right in front of me. I've changed a lot. I don't know if you guys watched the older episodes. I actually explained why I'm not at the gym or at work in my previous episode. But just my face, guys, this is not the same person that a lot of you have met, or this is not the same person that I've looked in this camera a lot of times. I think we all deserve better, but in order to get better, we have to get better. And that could mean a buttload of things for you. And that could mean one simple thing for you. I showed off my product to you guys, which now I have a product. Now I have something that I can share with you guys. I have a platform that I've created when I was 16, I believe, 17. And I've explained it before. I used to do live videos all the time when I was in junior high and freshman. Maybe I should post them on here, but looking back at it, it was just an introduction to this. I mean, back then it was with my friends and everything, and now I don't have friends. But this is something that I've created, and then now we have the opportunity to share with you guys. And so I'm going to call it my first sponsor, because this, although it's not paying me with physical cash, it will soon. It's paying me with the opportunity to share not only moments with my mother, but moments with people that I'm never going to ever meet if I don't do this. And the way this works for me is that I want to share opportunities. I want to share stories. I want to share everything. Because the moment I became a father as a kid, not realizing it, I took on a huge responsibility that I was not ready for. And now that I'm a little older, I'm 22. I mean, I'm not fucking, I'm not an old man yet, but it's crazy, guys. In a couple years, I realized that if I don't do this now, and if I don't get something started from the ground up, I'm never gonna have anything that is worth having. I want it all, guys, and I don't know how you guys feel. I want everything that could possibly come to me, good and bad, because you can't get good without bad. And what I mean by that is that, has it ever happened to you where you just have a streak of bad luck? I'm in it right now, guys. I just got fired. I'm a comedian that can't find any spots because I'm waiting for my ID, and they don't want to take me without no ID. But I'm there, guys. Like, if you guys are in a bad streak, don't think it's only you, because when I had a kid, I was in a bad streak. After I had my kid, there was a bad streak. I have my kid now, there's a bad streak. There's bad streaks all the time, but I don't let them be. And if you're looking at this video, like, I have a laugh in my face. I'm laughing with you guys. I'm sharing something that I never thought I was ever gonna share. Every little kid. Sorry, guys, my fucking allergies are so bad today. Every kid, I think, and I know this because I used to work at a school, but every kid has a dream of I wouldn't say starting a business, but when you ask a kid what's the career you see, or what job, what's your dream job, most of them say cool stuff. Video game person, police, fireman, because we like action. And I don't think it's necessarily that they think cops are cool or firefighters. Sure, they're awesome. They're the best. I don't think it's that, guys. I think it's just, as human beings and as people, we need action. We need something that drives us. And if I can't create this opportunity with the person that created me, this is all coming full circle, guys. This person, my mother, created me. And now we're getting the opportunity to create something together. And I have siblings, I have brothers, only brothers, surprisingly. They're in their own little world, right? They're awesome. My brothers are the best brothers in the world. But none of them have done what I'm trying to do. And I don't blame them, because this is not for everybody. It's definitely not for me, guys. Trust me. These are baby steps for me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea whether this will take off. I have no idea where this will go. But that is the beautiful part to me, because I'm just done. I'm done being afraid of things that won't happen, because if you're afraid of things that won't happen, nothing will ever happen. I'm done letting fear stop me from doing things that I should be doing. Like today, I didn't plan on doing a podcast, but I know that if I don't do it now and I don't get it out there, I'm never going to have that momentum to just keep things kind of rolling. And something about my life that I've learned, I mean, I don't know who watches these, but if you're out there and you're 22, or you're even younger than that, I'll only say 22 because I'm 22, but if you're younger than that and you feel stuck and you feel, and the only reason I say this is because I felt this, you know, when you're 18 and you're in school and you're just about to graduate, you're like, shit, what's next? There's people who decide to go to school, and I'm not criticizing any of them. I'm not criticizing anybody, but there's people who decide things that in the long run they were never, for one, ready for, and two, even wanted. I have a lot of people that I've met that have gone to school right after high school, gotten their degrees, and they're miserable because they have no idea what they wanted to do. I think life after high school is weird because you lose your purpose. And like it or not, for a while, being the person in high school was your purpose. Although, if you sloughed, that was your purpose. Sloughing was your purpose. If you had friends that you made laugh, that was your purpose. Like it or not. There's things that we do as individuals that shape us into what we are, and nobody tells us what they are. For example, I always had the ability to make anybody laugh. If I talk to you in person, or if I'm going to talk to you in person later on, I can make you laugh instantly. And that's just because all my life I had this ability. And nobody told me. And especially in young people, whenever I talk to them. But what I mean by young people is people who are still in high school and people who are still going through it. Maybe they even dropped out. But I like to talk to young people because nobody tells them anything anymore. And like I said, I just got the responsibility early of being a parent, of being an adult, an adult. Because I'm 22 and a lot of people don't see me like that. But like it or not, past 18, you're an adult, man. And I know technically you can't buy alcohol, but does buying alcohol fucking make you an adult? Like, I know a lot of alcoholics who never became an adult. And I don't know, guys. Taking care of not only oneself, but taking care of others, that's beautiful to me. I can't just see somebody on the street and not say hi, as bad as in condition they are. And I've talked to a lot of people and they've told me that this is wrong, but I don't give a fuck. Because I've been that person on the floor. I've been that person who sat and nobody came up to him and said, "Hey man, you alright?" I've been reading a lot of stuff, and there's something that hit. I don't want to hurt myself. I will not hurt others, and I won't let anybody hurt me. And that speaks millions, because think about it. What is one time that you've had in your life that you've hurt somebody, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whatever really you want? How good did you feel about you? Forget about them. I don't give a fuck about them. But like, think about you. Like, I've made a lot of people mad in my day. I've made a lot of people sad, as much as I want to or not, or as much as I want to admit it or not. And this makes you feel like shit, because if you hurt somebody that you like or love or are close to, whether it's because you yelled at them or, like, think about it. If you consider yourself a good parent, and nowadays being a good parent isn't much because so many kids are smart because of our screens and our TVs. Like it or not, a lot of kids go to school already knowing their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, their maths, their learning, their reading. Like, kids are ready for school. Kids are ready to learn. It's just that I notice now that so many parents are distracted. And I'm not blaming anybody. We have a lot of things going on, and we have a lot of issues, and nobody's perfect. And that's something that I had to come to realize when I became a dad. I became a dad at 18. And yeah, guys, nobody's ready to be a parent. As much as you think you are, sure, when they're a baby, that's awesome. I miss my baby. I miss when he was an infant. I miss when he was an embryo. And yeah, those are the moments that we forget about because we're in them. And we forget a lot of moments because we're in them. I don't want to forget anything, guys. There's things in my head that I didn't even remember remembering. And when I talk to somebody, it comes out, it blurts out, and I'm like, holy shit. I didn't even, like, it just comes out naturally, because what I think is that your brain really does remember. It's just that we're distracted by phones and by everything. So me, and the example I'm trying to set for not only my kids, but for people who listen to me and who talk to me, and whenever you talk to me, I want you to feel good. Or whenever you hear me, I want you to feel good. If that's through a laugh, if that's through something I say, I just had to realize that one day I'm gonna die. Like it or not, everybody that's listening to this, that has heard it, we're all gonna die. And I think that's the beautiful part. Knowing that one day, whatever you think is important won't be, because you won't be. And yeah, guys, I'm excited about whatever this is going to turn into. I'm excited about life. I'm excited. I've been at my job, at my former job, I will say, because I'm unemployed. Well, it depends what you consider unemployment, because like I said, I'm a comedian and there's work. And fuck it, I wanted to end the episode here, but I'll just fucking keep on rambling. Not too long ago, I went up and did an open mic. It was my very first one. And guys, there's a big smile on my face, not because I fucked it up. I actually did good. Like, it was my first one, and I actually made the room laugh. Like, I don't know if you guys think that's anything, or if you guys think it's easy. But you try standing up there in a stage with random ass people and try to connect. It's not easy. But that's a moment I'm proud of. And hopefully now, because not too long ago I lost my phone, and when I did go up on stage, I wanted to record, but I didn't have a phone. And then now I'm thinking about bringing my camera, but I'm still waiting for my ID or whatever, because they don't let me in without it. Anyways, that being said, my very first sponsor is my company that my mother and I started. And there's a big smile on my face, because think about it. Who can say that? I'm sure you can if you have a good fucking... If you had a dream of starting a business and you just don't see it right. Here's the thing, guys. I realize that if your family is the most important thing to you, right? Because nobody wants to see their kids die. Nobody wants to see their mom die. Nobody wants to see their mom unhappy, dad unhappy. I don't know your situation, but whatever your family may be, nobody wants to see them fall, or nobody wants to see them hurt. Now, that being said, whatever you consider family, that's your team. Like it or not, that's your fucking team. Whether it was given to you or not, or whether you looked for it or not, that's your team. And to me, my team is everybody that I communicate with, and everybody that talks to me, listens to me. Everybody's my team. Because when I had nothing else to do, this is what I did. And when nobody else listened, and when I had nobody to talk to, this is it. So now, that being said, I had to realize that if this is going to be my team, what are assets? What are strongest? What's everybody's skill set? Mine just happens to be speaking, because through this, I think, and through many other things, through school, through breakups, through getting yelled at, I learned to speak. I'm sorry, guys. That cookie came back up. But I learned to communicate, because I don't know about you, but in the beginning, about when I started my podcast, I felt really awkward talking to a camera. I mean, I still do. This doesn't come natural. This doesn't come natural to anybody, but eventually through the years, I realized that this is my shit, because I love this. This is not work for me, although it is. I want this to be my career. I want this to be my life. And it's not that I'm trying to be the next somebody. It's just that these are things I love. I've loved comedy. I love movies. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to make this episode even longer, because I wanted to talk about this. Since I got fired, I've seen a lot of movies. And if you guys want to know something about me, is I love stop motion. And if you guys don't know what that is, stop motion movies, I recommend you guys watch all of them, because stop motion is, think of movies like I don't know if you guys seen them. They're really old, but Wallace and Gromit, uh, Nightmare Before Christmas, that's stop motion. Isle of Dogs, Coraline. Basically, there's a lot of ways to do stop motion, but basically the premise that it comes down to is just a whole bunch of little pictures that are gonna make a movie. So like think of a character walking on a screen. So they take a picture of a step, picture half step, picture full step, picture half step, and just like that, kind of like a flip book. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's a flip book. And what I love about these movies is that there's so much attention to detail. And I'm sure you guys have seen one. I mean, a lot of kids my age grew up watching Coraline. Coraline is like the most basic movie. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, my character on my fucking profile picture is a Coraline character. That's a great movie. Recommend you guys watch that if you guys haven't. Wallace and Gromit. I don't know if you guys have seen them. But Wallace and Gromit, guys, these are old school movies that honestly, I'm not gonna say old school. They're stop motion movies because I love cinema. I love film. And let's just talk about Coraline for a bit. I love the history of movies. I not only whenever I encounter a movie I like, I don't just watch it. I actually look it up, see who's in it, see who made it, the director, how they made it, see some techniques behind the scenes. I just try to get informed into some movies that I like. And anyways, Coraline. If you guys haven't seen it, basic premise of the movie, the main character is Coraline, which is a little girl who gets neglected by her parents. She ends up moving to this new place called the Pink Palace. The Pink Palace turns out to be horrible, leaky windows, old, moldy, nasty, and crazily enough, I don't even know if crazily is a word, but we're gonna use it. Crazily enough, there's a secret door in the Pink Palace, and the secret door leads to the opposite world. And in that opposite world, she has everything she wanted. It's the same Pink Palace, but it's new, colorful, loving parents, loving people in the building, loving... Everything's great for her. But it's all materialistic. It's all... Think about it. If you had everything you wanted, think about it. If you had your perfect girl, what's a perfect girl to you? I don't know what the perfect girl is, but you got the whole premise of the movie. What it comes down to is that when you have everything in the upside down world, it comes at a cost, and the cost is she has to become like them, which in that case was sewing the buttons onto her eyes. And I mean, it's pretty fucking scary. I mean, try getting something sewn shut in your eye. And she doesn't want to do it because why stay there when you can have both, you know? Because in the process of that, the villain, which is like a witch, which is a fake mother, she's trying to convince her that everything's good and everything should stay. But she's like, nah. And the witch evil mother ends up trapping the real parents and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give it away because I want you guys to watch it. But what was so fascinating to me is how they made that movie. Think about it. Stop motion. It has to be pictures. And in a movie like that, it's 3D. Or in what I mean by 3D is 3D modeled. And they did that using clay characters and puppets, big ass like scenes that they could film in. And I don't know if you guys like movies, but every stop motion movie is fucking beautiful to me, even though some of them are kind of whack. Anyways, I will recommend one that I came across that I didn't think I was gonna like, but it's a fucking good movie. And a lot of people don't like this stop motion stuff because they think it's for kids, they think it's blah blah blah. But actually, the art form of stop motion is dying. kind of like 2D movies. Like you will never see a drawing movie. Like the new movie that came out, Spider-Man, which is 2D. Like it's not really, although they are drawings, there is like 3D models. There's things that like, it's just not, think about like Dumbo, old Disney movies. If you guys ever saw Spirit, all those DreamWorks movies that were hand drawn and like 2D, like it looked like they were on paper. I remember like the first drawings I did as a kid were of movies, of 2D movies, and the art form, which is stop motion. That to me is sad because people put so much effort into these movies, like you have no idea. Like I told you, it's literally picture by picture. So think about it. Me talking right now, if somebody were to do a stop motion movie of me one day, if somebody were to do a stop motion movie of me, the simple gesture of making my hand clench, that has to move at the speed of a camera in order for it to look natural-esque, or not even natural-esque, but like movie-esque. So think about it. It wouldn't just be, most cameras work at 60 frames per second, and that's like what videos come at. And meaning that if you were to shorten those frames, like 30 frames, it would just look choppier. So right now my hand motion looks smooth because cameras are good and they run at 60 frames, right? I mean, I don't know if your Wi-Fi sucks, but on my screen it looks fine. The reason there's like natural flow movements because the cameras are so good. Now the art form of stop motion, and this could be done through 2D drawings, pictures, models, whatever you want, literally. It's just literally about taking a frame, which it's always a picture of, let's say, this piece of paper. And if I was in a stop motion movie, obviously there's 60 frames. So imagine if I wanted to go from here to here and it looked natural, the pictures would have to be, so it's literally little frames of movement. And when you're directing one of these movies, or when you're even thinking about making one of these movies, is obviously every story comes with a storyboard, but it's much further than that. Because if you're making a movie, obviously you have whatever, you have a script, storyboard of how the movie's gonna go. But in something like stop motion, whoever's the group of people making this movie are in control, right? So let's just say it was in here. Like, how do I make these lights look like they're glowing in pictures? You see my point? Like, let me just, movies are my passion, guys. So whenever I start talking about these, I just start rambling. Nightmare Before Christmas. Let's start there because that's like a very popular movie. Everybody has seen it. If you haven't seen it, then where the fuck have you been? But my son, oh, speaking of which, my son was such, when he was a little smaller, he was so into these movies, The Nightmare Before Christmas, that I went out and looked for everything. Fucking, these are just little things I hang up in my car. But I had another one, I dropped him and I don't know where he went, but it's Oogie Boogie and Jack. And if you guys don't know them, then you guys are fucking stupid. I'm just kidding. No, if you guys don't know who they are, like literally, it's on Disney Plus. Watch it. It's a great movie. Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a Halloween Christmas movie. I don't know what you consider it. I mean, at the end, they just stick to Halloween, so it's a Halloween movie for me. And I mean, the main character is a skeleton, so Halloween movie. They, in their world, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but in their world, especially in the intro, when they sing, "This is Halloween, this is Halloween," there's ghosts who come in. And now think about it. If you were to make a stop motion movie, how would you relay a ghost? Think about it. Would it be like a 3D model, like I just showed you guys, of my little skeleton like that? Because for them, they used, if I'm not mistaken, they used paper, and they just like lit a light behind it, and they just cut out different pieces of paper, and every frame they just moved it, lit up the light behind it. And that's what I love about these kind of movies, guys, is that they take such simple things that look complex, but when you actually look behind the scenes and actually like do research on how that movie was made, like I do. I mean, I know you guys aren't gonna do that because that's my job. But I love movies, guys. This is, I know a lot about them just because, like I said, they're my shit. I know a lot of good ones. I know a lot of bad ones, mostly bad ones. Now, I never mentioned the movie that I was actually gonna recommend. There's this movie on Netflix. I need you guys to watch it because it's not getting enough love. When it came out, I told, trust me, guys, I thought it wasn't gonna be good. It's called Wendell and Wild, and I'm gonna explain the story, and you guys can decide whether it's good or not. I know the little characters aren't traditional, like goofy like characters. They're really stylized, and to me it just looked kind of boring, but that's not the case at all. So it's called Wendell and Wild. What this movie's about is that in hell, of all things, this is a kids movie, guys. It looks like a kids movie, but it's not. It's a kids movie. In hell, the devil, how he plays with the souls is through an amusement park that he created. And his kids, which are demons, Wendell and Wild, they want to make their own amusement park because their dad just hurts everybody. And their dad, the devil, in their amusement park, whenever it fucking stops, there's something that clamps down or whatever. You know, he's the devil. He's fucking gonna fuck you up. Sorry, guys, it's fucking hot in my car. But the demons, they want to create their own amusement park where people actually want to come. People actually want to enjoy and pay them real money. They're just kids. And like I said, that's the premise of the movie. That's what the movie's called, Wendell and Wild. And if you look at it, like if you first watch the movie, you're like, what the fuck? Why is it called Wendell and Wild if it wasn't even really about them? But it really is. Because I don't want to spoil a lot of it because it's really, really good. And the premise is that they want to create their amusement park, so they're gonna come to Earth and team up with somebody to make their amusement park. And when they come to Earth, they make a deal that if they start reviving people, the people that he's revived, or the people that Wendell and Wild have revived, they'll help them create their amusement park. And in order to create amusement park, and in order to create anything, you need money. So that's what they want. They want money. And in hell, there's obviously no money. So, and it's an awesome movie, guys, because at the end of it, the demons actually get what they want. They actually do create their amusement park, but in such a beautiful way that they team up with this girl, and she not only is going to create the amusement park, she's going to fix her city. And I know it sounds like a complex movie because it is. Like, this is stop motion movies for you guys. These are actual movies that are not only for kids, but they're good. I showed it to my nephew. I showed it to my son. My son, he said, fuck that movie because he's a little baby and is not really interested in movies yet. But my nephew, once I explained the movie and actually like got him into it, he actually was into it. He thought the demons were funny. He was scared of the devil. Like this is a good movie, guys. That being said, I did not think this was gonna be this long a podcast. I have not had this much fun on a podcast in a while, so I really hope that my first sponsor, my first company with my mother and me, creates something that makes everybody excited, because I'm excited about my product. I'm excited about what I have to talk to you guys about next. I'm excited about my comedy career. I'm excited that I'm trying to find a new job that I will hopefully meet new people in. And life is great, guys. Life really is beautiful, because like it or not, the goal is to one day not be here in my car doing podcasts. I have a big plan to get a studio, or I shouldn't even say get a studio. Make a studio. And it's all going to start here, guys. So if you guys are listening to this now, I appreciate you guys. You guys are going to grow with me. You guys are going to love me forever and ever and ever, because I already love you guys. I already love every one of you. And I support all you guys. If you guys ever want to talk or anything, any one of my socials is free. And it's all public. Nobody's going to bother you. Nobody's going to judge you. Trust me. I was a young dad. Or I am a young dad. But I was a really young dad. And I got judged every day for just being too young. But I never got told good job for even just going to work when I was young. Nobody does. Because there are responsibilities we have to take. And the responsibilities I want to take are super big. Because I'm super big. Just kidding, guys. In real life, I'm like 5'5", 5'4", 5'3", 5'2". I'm not really sure. I'm really short, though. Which is weird, because a lot of my friends are tall. And sometimes I just want to ask them for a piggyback ride just so I look taller. We can't always get what we want, right? Anyways, follow all the socials. Follow your dreams, most importantly, because these are mine. And I'm happy. And whatever your dream is, I know, and I want you to meet me with a big smile on your face, because you told me everything you wanted to do was worth it. Because everything I'm doing right now is worth it, even if it's not worth it to anybody, even if nobody's watching this right now. It's worth it to me. Anyways, it's getting late here. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about my new business, about everything. And I'll actually end the episode. I don't really end episodes with things. I just kind of end them. So this one will be special. I told myself not to eat another one, but it's my first sponsor, right? Again, these come in traditional packaging. This is traditional packaging over there in Mexico, in Puebla. But we're working on things. We're working out the kinks. Again, we're delivering everything to you guys. It's gonna be awesome, guys. I promise. Now, like I mentioned before, plain cookies. Nothing special about them. That's what makes them special. Is that the flavor? Wonderful. Good night, everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful life and a wonderful day tomorrow. It's going to be the 4th of July. I might do another podcast tomorrow, actually, just to see what's up with my 4th of July. I don't really have anything planned. So, no, invite me to some fireworks. I'll give you some fucking free cookies. But yeah, guys, this is awesome. Happy 4th of July, everybody, in case I don't get a chance to do another one. But this will be the 4th of July episode if it's not. Thank you guys so much. Please hit up Abuela's Cookies. I should have posted a link here somewhere, but I'll just share it. Please, guys, follow your dreams, because I want you guys to be as happy as I am eating a random cookie that my mom made and making a random video and sweating balls in this car. And I want to get out of this car. All right.